Hello. Happy solstice. Today is the shortest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. Hey, Australia. Not true for you. Longer day. And I want to talk a little bit about it. But more than talk about it, I want to share a story with you. So, most of you know that I love books. If you know me at all, and it's okay if you don't, I love books and all kinds of books. But one of the things I've discovered as an adult, as I've gotten older and older, is that picture books, kids' books, have some real depth to them. And they can really draw us into conversation and questions that sometimes we don't even have when we read a novel or a much more grown-up book. So I want to share a kid's book with you today, a picture book about the solstice, and then I want to talk about it a little bit. One of my friends suggested I do this and read more books to all of you, and so this is my first little offering to you. So happy solstice, and let's read The Shortest Day. This is a poem by Susan Cooper, and it's been turned into this beautiful book. So the poem is written by Susan Cooper, and the illustrations in this book are by Carson Ellis. And so I'm going to share this with you. The Shortest Day by Susan Cooper. I'll share the pictures with you. So the shortest day came, and the year died. And everywhere down the centuries of the snow-white world came people singing, dancing to drive the dark away. They lighted candles in the winter trees, and they hung their homes with evergreen. They burned beseeching fires all night long to keep the year alive. And when the New Year's sunshine blazed awake, they shouted, reveling. Through all the frosty ages, you can hear them echoing behind us. Listen. All the long echoes sing the same delight, this shortest day, as promise wakens in the sleeping land. They carol, feast, give thanks, and dearly love their friends and hope for peace. I like this little dancing guy. Or girl. Can't tell. And so do we, here, now, this year, and every year. Welcome, Yule. It's such a sweet book. So as the winter approaches, when we get sort of past summer solstice and the winter comes and it gets shorter, the days get shorter and shorter, we tend to get sort of sad and a little dreary, and we kind of begrudgingly go into winter. And the thing about the solstice, the winter solstice, is that now we're on the upswing. We're headed towards longer days. Tomorrow, the sunlight will be out just a tiny fraction more. And yeah, we have a long winter in front of us, right? But it's going to get brighter and brighter and brighter. We live on a planet that revolves around the sun, and that means we have seasons and warm times and cold times and just different spells of light. And so over the years and generations and centuries, people have celebrated light, whether it's those candles in the Christmas trees or candles in the menorah or the lights of Diwali. We celebrate light, and we celebrate rebirth. Oh, my neighbors are leaving. We celebrate rebirth. And when we think about solstice, I have some questions. Like, what are you hopeful for? What are you hopeful for as the year gets longer again? What are you thinking about as we go into this Yule season and get quiet for the next couple of weeks and start to plan next year? What are you thinking about and imagining your days will look like next year? And what do you want to birth next year or rebirth? What has gone quiet that you want to make noisy again? What has maybe gotten lost that you want to go find? Or what have you never done, never had the courage to do that you want to do next year? Solstice is a great time to think about that. So I encourage you to spend some time thinking about, how am I going to use my tiny little bit more daylight tomorrow? I also want to encourage you, there are some really great ways to celebrate solstice. And one of them is to write down all the things that you're casting off for this year that you no longer want to carry into next year. And then write it on a piece of paper and burn it safely. And only do that if an adult is present. Thank you very much. And let it go. You can also tear it up into little shreds and throw it away. There's lots of ways to do that, right? So think about it. And if you want to talk about it, find me. Find me on Instagram or YouTube or LinkedIn or at my website, which is leahfarmer.com. Happy solstice.